Max, what can the team take away from last night's game?
Yeah, I think the last couple of games we're playing some much better hockey from top to bottom. So obviously we want the extra point, but we'll take the one for sure.
Where do you see playing the part of playing much better? Is that a defensive commitment?
Yeah. I mean, that's our focus right now, is to focus on getting better there. Obviously the offense will come, but first and foremost, you got to take care of the D zone.
What have you seen from Joe, especially with the workload that his face is coming back?
Joe Woll, he looks great. I think he's made a lot of big saves for us. Always nice to have him back there and also in the room. Huge part of our team, and I think it just instills confidence in our whole group.
Max, so the sequence in overtime, like, what are you seeing there? Is that easy to kind of shake off, just considering the of 3-on-3?
Trying to make a play. I think that's a play that you have to make, and I didn't make it, so that's 100% on me, and I'll take accountability there. And if you're going to make a play like that, you got to make sure you execute, and I didn't execute there, so got to be better.
In general, just how have you felt about your game of late?
Just like I said, I think trying to focus on the D zone side of it, the offensive side will come, and making some strides there. So just got to keep building, keep getting better, and focus on the process, not get too caught up on the outcome here. I think that's an easy way to get distracted and get down confidence-wise. So just got to stick to the process and be a good teammate and work as hard as you can.
What progression are you seeing from the East here?
He's awesome. I'm his number one fan. The way he's just making plays out there and staying with it. He's playing really good hockey right now, and he's going to be a big piece for us down the stretch here, and he's only going to get better as the days goes on.
He was asked about playing more minutes last night, and he said, it's great, I love it, but I got to bury. Like, I take responsibility.
Yeah.
Can you relate to that kind of feeling as a young guy coming in the league?
No, I think he's playing great, and he's just going to keep getting better. I think when you're getting chances like that and they're not going in, that's a good problem to have. It's when you're not getting the chances, that's when you have to start making some adjustments here and there, and he's not only getting them for himself, but he's creating them for other guys, so he's playing good hockey right now.
What he was kind of wearing it last night, maybe unnecessarily so, because he is generating chances. Do you ever talk to a guy like that?
He was wearing it?
Like, as in, put a little blame on himself at times. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but do you pull a guy like that aside and say, no, stay with it?
No, you know what? He's a competitive kid, so I think you want guys to be able to shoulder like that and take accountability, but that was certainly not by any means his fault. He's playing good hockey. He's got to keep building.
What do games in Montreal mean to you personally, and how about kids maybe haven't experienced that Saturday night atmosphere?
No, it's a fun place to play, man. You can't beat it in a Saturday night. Toronto, Montreal, it's a good rivalry, and I think with where we're at right now and where they're at, it's a huge game. It's going to be a playoff-like game.
Do you remember your first game there? Like, do you remember? Like, is that something that really stood out to you? First time walking into the Bell, like Easton will experience tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. But no, I cherish every moment going in that ring for sure.
Going back to Cowan, what do you think the biggest area of his game that's grown since he came in this year?
I think when you're a young kid coming in, it's every aspect of the game, and you just see how much he's enjoying coming to the rink and getting better. I think that's a huge sign of confidence coming in. You watch him; he loves working on every aspect of the game, and then I think when you come in, you really can work on every aspect, and that's what he's doing. So it's great to see.
What was it like to get Scott back?
Oh man, he's such a good piece. A lot of stuff that you guys won't see. The stuff on the bench, the chatter you hear. He's always cheering the boys on, and then he goes out and he blocks shots. He does everything. He wins draws. Big piece for our PK. So he's a big part of our team.
The game last night. What do you think? Obviously you don't get the bonus point, but what can the team take away from that performance?
Yeah, I think we were building, and just got to take away the positives and go from there. Obviously, you'd want that extra point, but I think we played closer to a full 60-minute game, which was good.
Max took responsibility for the turnover in overtime, but how would you sum up what it's like as a skilled guy? You're trying to make a play 3-on-3 and kind of balancing the risk and the reward.
Yeah, the other game against St. Louis, I tried to, first shift, flip it over a guy's stick, and they went the other way. They could have scored that way, but sometimes that's just what happens. But to flip over a guy's stick in that situation was maybe a little stupid of me, but. You just got to balance it and try to make the right plays at the right time. He wasn't trying to make a crazy play either, so it was was just unlucky.
Easton was quite hard on himself after the game last night, saying that my chances, I should have buried one. If I did, we would have won. How do you go to a younger guy who's hard on himself in a situation like that to maybe just give him some perspective, or do you like the competitiveness of the issues?
No, that's great that he expects more from himself. But I mean, I think he's been playing great. So as long as you're generating chances is what's most important. And pucks will start going in for him, and hopefully we'll get enough goals to win games coming up here.
What stands out in terms of the growth in Easton's game from the start of the season till now?
Yeah, I think he's more, confident holding on to the puck, making plays, and I mean now he's getting chances like almost every time he's out there. So he's been playing great.
Obviously, he got a look with you and John, but Callie obviously started the game there. Just how did you find the line last night?
Yeah, I thought we were pretty dominant, to be honest, in that game. So I felt.
Going back to the overtime for a second, all the Leaf goalies you've seen, Joseph seems to be very alert, 3-3 overtime, makes a big save and keeps the puck alive. You notice that as well, that he sent you guys the other way pretty quick instead of freezing it?
Yeah, I mean to be aware in those situations where their guys are at the same time trying to stop them from scoring is obviously really good awareness, and when a goalie is able to do that to spring you the other way, I mean that helps and could win the game.
Craig said you really liked the power play last night. How did you feel about the way that the power play is progressing?
Yeah, I mean I think we're now getting a lot of chances. I mean we just got to keep sticking with it. I mean not trying to change too much. I think the way it's been going past couple games is positive, so we just got to build.
What impact does Callie make getting another right shot out there with you guys?
Yeah, I mean the movement of the puck, sticks match a little bit easier to make some plays, so that's what happens having a righty down there.
Joseph robbed Callie in that power play rep at the end of practice there. How competitive is Joseph in practice?
Also competitive. All the little rebounds and stuff, sometimes you poke him in there, he doesn't get mad, but you can see that he's competitive and wants to stop you the next time.
Who has bragging rights right now between you two in practice?
Oh, we actually used to, gotta get back on that actually. We actually would do, one-on-one competition on who would win every practice. But we haven't done that now, so I don't know who's up right now. We haven't had a lot of practices, so yeah.
Easton's going to play his first game in Montreal. Just wondering what that was like for you to walk into the Bell Center, play your first game in Montreal. It's like that a special building, I guess.
Yeah, super special, but I feel like over the years he played so many games against Montreal, in Montreal, mixed in with preseason and stuff like that, so I don't really remember. My first game could have been a preseason game, so I don't really remember that. But I mean, it's obviously a super special atmosphere, and one of my favorite buildings to play in. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Did you rob Callie on that power play rep there? I couldn't see the Saunders' reaction.
Oh yeah.
You got him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
You didn't like that?
He didn't like that?
Well, he didn't look like it.
Yeah, I mean, his stick and gloves were in the stands after. That was a lucky one, to be honest with you. I just kind of closed my eyes, threw my glove out. Yeah.
How hard do you go in practice? Because guys have mentioned that you're a competitor. Do you moderate it at all, or are you just like, I'm going out?
It depends on the day. If it's, it really depends on the day. Depends if it's morning skate, depends if it's practice, if I'm playing the next day, if I'm not playing the next day. Everything kind of depends on that. So yeah, I'm kind of modulated based on that, but it's hard for me to modulate. I like to just play and not think about it too much, but there's reality and you gotta be smart.
Were you going, was today a modulate kind of day, or how would you describe today's practice for you?
Kind of a mix. I don't know, I kind of base it off of if I morning skate the next day, and if I don't morning skate the next day type of thing. I can go a bit harder the day before. Just kind of, I think that's just experience. As you play in the league for a little while, you start to understand what you need, what your body needs.
Why do you think you've been able to hit the ground running? You missed a lot of time, you're thinking maybe there might be some rust. It looks like you've just kind of hit the ground running. Why do you think you've been able to do that?
I think I've had experience of coming in to the season either at the start a little bit late or in the middle of the season after injuries and stuff. So for me, I think that part of it's comfortable, and just kind of getting up to speed. I think I've been in the league for a little while, not a long time, but a couple of years now, and I think I have an idea of my process, what I need away from the rink, at the rink type of thing. So I think that just allows me a bit more comfortable.
What's it like to play in the Bell Center? I think you got that first regular season game there last year. Easton will experience his first one tomorrow. Like, what's it like to play in the Bell Center?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool spot to play. Obviously, the fans are into it. Pretty cool building, so it'll be exciting.
Just wondered, 3-3 overtime, you have a presence of mind when you make a big save to keep the play alive. Just wondering, did that taught you, or just over time learning those things, or how did that?
Yeah, I mean, I think in overtime like that, when it's 3-on-3, the main key is possession. You see it when our crowd's booing the other team for possessing it. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, which I appreciate our guys doing. But yeah, I mean, it's a possession game, so I think anytime you can avoid a face-off where it's kind of 50-50 toss-up, try to get the puck to our guys and yeah, contain it.
Is it also because you have guys like Nylander and Matthews who can really jump to the attack pretty quick?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously have some pretty good players. And again, it's a possession game. We have some guys that can show up in those big moments. And at the end of the day, though, you just want your team to have the puck, right, and control it for as long as you can, and give yourself a chance. You
guys are facing some injury adversity here, obviously, right now. What was it like to see Austin, Matthew just back at practice today?
Yeah, it's great. Nice to have those guys out there. Everyone kind of brings their own little component to the team, so I think the closer the team is to being at full capacity is the better. So.
What are the difficulties in not having Chris Tanev out there in front of you?
Yeah, I miss Tanny and Brando right now. But again, we have good depth, and I think our guys have stepped up, and I think Merm's already stepped up last game, and Stetch has been great for us. So, whoever's out there, obviously you miss when guys are injured, and those are some great players, but at the same time, I have full faith in the guys in front of me.
When you get someone like Scott Laughton back in the lineup, can you define what he's like in the room? I know you won't be on the bench with him, but just his presence in the room and what that's like.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He keeps it pretty light, and I think, with any team you need a mix of guys that are, not that lightness or seriousness is a good or a bad thing, but you have guys in their personalities are a bit more serious, a bit lighter, and I think Loss is definitely on the lighter side, and you need that, regardless of where you are in the season, if you're winning, if you're losing, in the playoffs, in the preseason, you need guys that can keep it light and keep it fun around the rink, and he's great for that.
We haven't seen Stolarz in a while. I'm just curious your thoughts on, or what's your sense of how kind of he's holding up? Obviously, how hard it is to miss the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's disappointed he's not with the team right now, and at the same time, he's coming in every day, I think, in a good mood, and I don't know, the exact details of anything, but we're looking forward to having him back.
Obviously, Austin and Matthew out there, what's the latest on their status?
Same as it was yesterday. No change. They're out there practicing, which is good, but availability tomorrow is doubtful.
Stolarz gave you?
Nope.
What's the latest on Woll? I think we saw him obviously yesterday. Where's Nicholas at?
Probably he's still a ways away, I would say. I got no timeline for him.
What about Carlo? We haven't seen him.
Yep, he's still not on the ice, so I'm hoping he will be out Monday on the ice. That's what I'm hoping for.
Tanev?
What about him?
Any change?
No, he's long term.
Okay.
You're about to, start a long string of road games here. I guess a message for a group that hasn't had a lot of this, and no doubt important right now given all the challenges, but how do you want this group to approach this first step with Montreal?
Yeah.
Being on the road mentality.
Yeah, I just want them to approach that game first and foremost. That's a big game tomorrow. We talked about that this morning. It's obviously a big division game. It's always a big game against Montreal, and it's a big game for us in terms of where we're at and where we're heading. So it's a big game. And then just after that, we get a little break, get some rest, and then we get on the road, which I think will be really good for our team to get on the road for a bit. What have we got, 4 or something games on the road, something like that, maybe 5. So it's a good trip. It's a long trip, so hopefully we get bodies back and we get some health, which would be great. So a trip like that can really do good for the team.
What's your take on where Max Domi's game is at? What are you kind of seeing from him right now?
sort of inconsistency in and out, does some good things, you know. Trying to think of the game that I liked, you know, a couple games ago where, you know, I met with him, we talked, and I thought I got a good game out of him, competitive game. Then, you know, he needs to stay competitive, in my opinion, every shift. And we need him to be better.
He took responsibility for the overtime.
Yeah, he just, you know, he forced the puck there, didn't need to. You know, 3-on-3, you know, it's not a, you know, a real opportunity the other way. We want to hang on to pucks and keep possession, and he forced it.
Craig, the league's on pace for a record number of overtime games. Any theories as to why?
What was the
League's on pace for a record number of overtime games. Any theories?
It's an even league. That's my theory. I think that night in and night out, you know, I used to say it was a 3-2 league. I'm not sure it's a 3-2 league anymore. I think, you know, there's more goals going in. I don't know the stats off by hand, but probably scoring a bit more. But in saying that, teams are even. I mean, there's a lot of tight games. There's going to continue to be that way with tight games, and so overtime's important. Overtime's important. It's you know, we blundered a couple this year already, which we didn't need to. We did that ourselves. The other team didn't do it to us.
What are you liking the special teams as a whole?
Well, I liked the power play last night. I thought they really did a good job of moving the puck and attacking right away and creating chaos around the net and some opportunities. And for me, our PK has been fairly solid all year. I don't, you know, I get goals go in certain stretches on your PK throughout the year, but I thought they did a good job last night, and we just got to continue to keep working on them. And like I said, we get some healthy bodies back. That should help our power play too.
You gave Easton a good look kind of with Tavares and Nylander. Of course, after that game, you got Kelly back in there. What are you thinking in terms of the lineup?
Yeah, and I talked about that before the game where I was going to mix and match those guys a little bit depending on situations, offensive zone, defensive zone. We were down in the game. I put him in there. I loved Cowan's game last night. I thought he had good jump and good juice, and made a nice play, obviously. So that's the way I'm going to use him.
What are your early observations with Jacob Quillen?
You know, I think, 2 games in, he's done some good things. I love his speed and his competitiveness. He hasn't got a ton of ice time, but when he's out there, you know, he's noticeable with doing good things, which is good.
And does Troy kind of fit in as seamlessly as you probably thought?
Knowing the player, and I didn't know him personally, but just watching him over the years, he was always that guy that he just did the right things every shift. It's not fancy. It's not, you know, anything out of the ordinary. It's just he uses his feet extremely well, and he's competitive, and he makes the easy play with the puck.
Cowan was saying that it's great to get the more minutes and the opportunity, but he takes responsibility. He has to bury one of his chances if he's going to get those minutes. Do you like to hear that as a coach, or does the kid have to?
No, I like to hear that as a coach for sure. And like I've said this over the years, it's harder for young guys to score in this league. It takes some time, but I do believe that he's such a competitor, and he wants it all, which I like, and so I believe he'll figure it out faster than normal. I do believe that.